You're listening to the Power Agent Blogcast, empowering agents to elevate their business to the next level.
Challenges are just a guide, leading you, don't run and hide. You've got the heart, you've got the drive, feel it pound, you're alive. Power Agent.
I want you to just picture a scenario for a second. It's Sunday night. You've just wrapped up a whole weekend of open houses.
Oh, that feeling.
Yeah, you've hauled all the A-frame signs back into your car, shaken 50 hands, and the house is finally blissfully quiet. You are exhausted. But you're not collapsing on the couch. You're sitting at your kitchen table, just staring at a laptop.
The dreaded blank page.
It is mocking you. That little cursor just blinking, blinking, blinking. You know you have to post something. You need a blog, a market update, something to feed the algorithm and prove you're a thought leader. But the words just aren't there.
And that is such a visceral feeling. And for real estate agents, I think it's compounded by this very specific guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Because every minute you spend just agonizing over a sentence.
Right.
Or, trying to remember if principle is the one with POW or plea. That's a minute you are not doing your actual job.
Exactly. You're not prospecting. You're not calling leads back. You're not negotiating. It feels like you're literally stealing time from your own business just to, pretend to be a professional writer?
That's it. And that friction, that constant battle between I have to build my online brand and I have to actually sell houses, that is exactly what we're going to solve today.
Yes. We are doing a deep dive into a really fantastic set of resources all about the AI blueprint for real estate blogging success. And I want to be really clear right up front. We are not talking about cheating.
No, absolutely not.
This isn't about pushing a button and letting a robot do your homework so you can go take a nap.
Not at all. This is about an operational shift. It's about taking a task that usually takes maybe 4 hours of pure frustration and turning it into a 30-minute workflow. It's about mapping out a whole year's worth of content so you stay visible while you get back to doing what actually makes you money.
Which is selling real estate.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's get into the machinery here, because I think for a lot of people, especially if they haven't been glued to tech news for the past couple of years, the word AI is still this buzzword that feels a little sci-fi, maybe even intimidating.
It definitely can be. I mean, the media loves to paint it as either the savior of humanity or, the end of the world. But for what we're talking about today, we really need to strip all of that drama away.
So for the agent listening right now who is great at the handshake but kind of freezes up at the keyboard, what are we actually talking about here? At
its simplest level, we're talking about large language models.
Okay.
And a good way to think of it is like a machine that has read basically the entire internet. It's read every real estate blog, every article on mortgage rates, every zoning law.
Every listing description ever written.
Every single one. It is the world's most well-read intern.
Huh. I love that. Okay.
And it's processed all that data just to understand patterns. So it knows that in a real estate context, if you say fixed rate, the next word is probably mortgage.
Yeah.
But it does this on a scale that is just massively more complex. It's simulating human intelligence learning, solving problems by predicting what word should come next.
So it's not magic. It doesn't have feelings. It's math. It's pattern recognition.
Precisely. And once you see it as a tool, like a calculator, but for words, it stops being scary and starts being incredibly useful.
Okay, so let's look at the toolbox. If I'm an agent and I'm ready to stop staring at that blinking cursor, where do I even go? It feels like a new AI app launches every 10 minutes.
It's a very crowded field,
Yeah.
but our sources really narrow it down to the heavy hitters, the ones you can trust. You've got ChatGPT, which, everyone knows.
The Kleenex of AI.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then there's Claude.ai, which a lot of people feel is a bit more nuanced, maybe more natural in its writing. And of course, Gemini from Google.
And these are mostly accessible, right? We're not talking about some huge software investment here.
No. And that's the beautiful part. Most have what they call freemium models. You can get so far with the free versions. They might, limit how many questions you can ask in an hour or something. But for an agent starting out, the barrier to entry is $0.
There was one tool in our research I hadn't heard of, Reword.
Yeah, Reword is interesting. It's built more specifically for long-form content. So while ChatGPT is kind of a general chatbot, Reword is trying to be more of a collaborative editor. It's designed to help you write articles that can actually rank on Google.
And then there's the really niche stuff. We have to talk about Digital Darryl. I have to admit, the name made me laugh, but the idea behind it sounds genuinely useful for a certain type of agent.
It is a fantastic example of what we call a fine-tuned AI. See, ChatGPT is a generalist. It knows a little bit about everything. Digital Darryl is described as this 24/7 AI coach, but here's the key. It's trained specifically on the POWER program teachings.
And for anyone who doesn't know, that's a pretty specific real estate training method, right?
It is, yeah. It uses very particular metaphors, analogies, sales techniques that agents pay to learn. So if you're an agent trained in that system, using a general AI might feel a little off, doesn't speak your language. Digital Darryl helps you write content that actually aligns with that specific school of thought.
That brings up a massive point that I think we need to park on for a sec. The quality of the output. I've heard agents say, oh, I tried AI and it wrote something totally boring and generic.
And that is the garbage in, garbage out rule.
It's the user error of the AI world.
It really is. If you go to ChatGPT, you just type, write a blog about real estate, you are going to get the most vanilla, boring encyclopedia entry you can imagine.
Because you gave it a boring prompt.
Exactly. You ask a generic question, you get a generic answer. The secret sauce, and all the sources really emphasize this, is in the instructions. You have to tell the AI who it is. Act as a top-tier real estate agent with 20 years of experience in the Seattle luxury market.
Oh, that's interesting. You give it a persona.
Absolutely. And you tell it the tone. Write in a witty, approachable style. Use short sentences. Focus on the anxiety of a first-time buyer. The more context you give it, the better the writing gets. It's night and day.
Okay, so we have the tools. We know we need to give good instructions. Let's walk through the actual workflow from the blueprint. They break this down into 4 really clear steps to get from no idea to published post.
Step 1 is the big hurdle that trips everyone up, brainstorming.
The what on earth do I even write about phase?
Right. And the blueprint suggests you just outsource this to the data. There's a tool they mentioned called Answer the Public. Have you ever used it?
I have. It's wild. You type in a keyword and it gives you this visual spider web of questions.
Exactly. It scrapes Google to find what actual people are typing into that search bar. So you type selling a house, and it tells you that 5,000 people in your area searched for, do I really need to stage my house to sell it? Or what are closing costs for sellers in 2024?
That is just gold. Because you're not guessing anymore. You're not writing about market velocity because it sounds smart. You're answering the literal questions your neighbors are asking Google at 2 in the morning.
It bridges that gap between what you want to say and what your audience actually wants to know. The other tool for this is Feedly.
More of a news aggregator, right?
Yeah. Instead of, doom scrolling social media or checking 5 different news sites, Feedly uses AI to pull all that local real estate news into one place. So you log in, you see new zoning law passed downtown, and boom, there's your blog topic for the week.
So step 1 is gathering the ingredients. We've got our topic. Now, step 2 in the blueprint is identifying the target audience. I usually think of this as something the human decides, I want to target luxury buyers. How does AI help with that?
Well, this is where these models are surprisingly empathetic. You can use the AI to simulate the mindset of that audience.
Okay, give me an example. How does that work?
Let's stick with the first-time home buyer. You can ask the AI, what are the top 5 fears a first-time home buyer has in today's market? It'll analyze forums, articles, social media, and come back with things like fear of overpaying, confusion about down payments, anxiety about surprise maintenance costs.
So it's helping you build empathy before you even write a single word.
And then it helps you pivot the content. If you're writing about mortgage rates, the AI can tweak the angle. For a first-time buyer, it's how to budget for your monthly payment. For an investor, it's how do rates affect your cap rate. Same topic, totally different language. The AI does that pivot for you instantly.
Which flows right into step 3, content creation and SEO. We're finally drafting the post.
And this is where the speed comes in. You take those fears you just identified, you take the topic from Answer the Public, and you tell the AI. Write a 500-word blog post about down payment assistance programs targeting nervous first-time buyers, and make sure you include these 3 keywords.
And why are the keywords so critical here? I feel like SEO is another one of those terms that people kind of nod at but don't really get.
SEO is just search engine optimization. It's making sure Google knows what your page is about so it can show it to the right people. The source lists examples like mortgage rates, home loan options, down payment assistance.
So instead of trying to jam those words in yourself and sounding like a robot,
Yes,
you let the actual robot weave them in naturally.
exactly. It makes sure that when someone in your town Googles help with down payment, your blog post actually has a fighting chance of showing up. It handles the technical side of writing so you can focus on the message.
I love that. It's doing the heavy lifting of just being found, but we're not done. Step 4. The step most people skip, but the blueprint says is absolutely non-negotiable.
Editing and proofreading. And this goes way beyond just running a spell check.
We're talking about tools like Grammarly here.
Yeah. Grammarly uses something called natural language processing, NLP. It doesn't just see that you spelled receive wrong. It can see that your tone is maybe passive or uncertain. It might suggest, hey, this sentence is really clunky. Why don't you try this instead?
That is so critical for credibility. Nothing kills trust faster than a professional market update that's just full of typos.
It destroys it instantly. If you can't get the grammar right, why should I trust you with a $500,000 transaction? AI is your safety net. It's that second set of eyes that you don't have to pay an hourly wage to.
So we've gone through the 4 steps: brainstorm, target, create, and edit. But the real aha moment for me in this deep dive was when the source material just zoomed way out. This is not just about writing blog posts.
No, not at all. If you only use this for your weekly blog, you're leaving so much value on the table. The source talks about building an AI utility belt.
I love that image. It's like Batman's belt, but for all the annoying real estate admin tasks.
Think about all the writing you hate doing. Product descriptions, AI can do that. Bios.
Oh, the bio is the worst. Writing about yourself is just so awkward. I'm a dedicated professional it always sounds so fake.
Feed your resume to an AI and say, write a warm, engaging bio that highlights my negotiation skills but makes me sound approachable. You'll do it in 10 seconds.
What about listing descriptions? That feels like the absolute lowest hanging fruit.
It's huge. I mean, how many times can you describe a spacious kitchen before you lose your mind? You can paste the property details, square footage, granite counters, southern exposure into the AI. And then you say, write 3 versions of this, one for a growing family, one for a young professional, and one for an investor.
Wow. So you're marketing the same house to 3 different avatars without rewriting a single thing yourself.
And then there is the efficiency hack that I think is a true game changer, especially during the busy season, automating FAQs.
Okay, talk to me about that. This feels like it goes beyond writing and into actual business operations.
It does. Imagine you're at an open house. You've got 20 people walking through. Your phone is buzzing in your pocket. It's a lead asking, is 123 Main Street still available? Or what are the schools like for that property?
And if you don't answer in 5 minutes, that lead is probably gone. But if you do answer, you're ignoring the person standing right in front of you. It's a lose-lose.
Exactly. You can set up AI tools to auto-respond to those specific questions. Hi, yes, 123 Main Street is active. The schools are X, Y, and Z. Would you like to book a tour? The lead feels heard immediately, and you stay focused on the person in the room.
It's like cloning yourself. It just buys you time.
It handles the transactional stuff so you can handle the relational stuff. That's the real power here.
However, and we have to pivot here because we can't be irresponsible, there is a warning label on this bottle.
Oh, there is a big, bright red warning label.
As the expert, you need to weigh in. Is this a set it and forget it solution? Can I just hook up ChatGPT to my blog and go play golf?
Absolutely not. If you do that, you will fail. There are 2 huge risks. The first one is the loss of your own style and branding.
The robot voice.
Yes. Even with great prompts, AI can drift into being, well, bland. It doesn't know your local slang. It doesn't know that the coffee shop on the corner just closed, or that the locals all call that one park the jungle.
And that local flavor is what makes you an expert. It's your value.
Precisely. You have to read every single line. You have to inject your personality, your humor, your you-ness into the text. The AI provides the skeleton. You have to put the meat and skin on it, otherwise you're just adding to the noise.
And the second risk, this one sounds a bit more dangerous: hallucinations.
This is a term from computer science.
Yes.
It basically means the AI confidently lies.
It lies.
Well, it doesn't know it's lying. Remember, it's just a prediction engine.
Yeah.
Sometimes it predicts a sequence of words that sound true but aren't. It might invent a zoning law that doesn't exist. It might say interest rates dropped to 2% when they absolutely did not.
That is terrifying for an agent. I mean, you could get sued. You could mislead a client on the biggest financial decision of their life.
It's a huge liability. So the source offers a very specific fix. When you're prompting the AI, you add one simple instruction. Cite your sources.
Show your work, just like in math class.
Exactly. Where did you get that data? If the AI gives you a broken link or says it can't tell you, that is a massive red flag. You verify everything.
So the rule is, trust but verify.
Always verify. I tell people to treat the AI like a very smart, very fast, but slightly drunk intern. You have to check their work before you send it to the client.
That is a fantastic mental image. Okay, so pulling this all together, we've covered the tools, the workflow, the hacks, and the dangers. What's the bottom line for the agent listening?
The bottom line is leverage. The market is only getting more competitive. And the agents who are spending 10 hours a week struggling to write a blog post are going to be outpaced by the agents who spend 1 hour using AI to do it and then use those other 9 hours to actually generate leads.
So it isn't about being a better writer, it's about being a smarter business owner.
That's it. It lets you produce high-quality, accurate content at scale on a budget. It frees you up to do the job you actually signed up for.
I think that's the key takeaway right there. Let the machine handle the syntax, you handle the strategy.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Before we sign off, I do want to leave our listener with one final thought. Something to chew on. We've spent this whole deep dive talking about how AI can handle all the mechanics, the grammar, the SEO, the structure.
The what and the how.
Right. But if the machine can do all of that perfectly, what's left for the agent?
Yeah, that is the provocative question, isn't it?
If everyone has access to the same tools to create perfect writing, then perfection stops being special. It just becomes the baseline.
Richard, the only thing left to master is the who.
Your unique voice, your specific point of view. So as you start to integrate these tools, the question isn't just how can I use this to do less work? It's how can I use this to amplify my own humanity? Because in a world of perfect AI-generated text, being messy and real and human might just be the ultimate competitive advantage.
That is a powerful place to leave it.
Thanks for diving in with us today. We will see you on the next one.